Hey there friends, it's David here, and I just wanted to do a quick update. It's about middle May right now, May the 15th as I record this. I'm heading off to Singapore tomorrow again, and I'll be gone for about 10 days, so there won't be any hobby done in the meantime, or you won't see any videos, or shouldn't see any videos rather. So I just wanted to share with you with what I've been up to the last few days, and what I managed to get done. So, as you know, I'm in the process of rebasing my ancient stuff. I'm moving it over from individual bases to 60 by 60 square bases, and then just putting figures on there roughly in alignment with sort of ADLG DBM numbers, although I've sort of done my own thing in some cases, as you'll see with some of these Roman legionaries. But yeah, so we'll start off on the left hand side. So let me zoom in. So that's the sort of the group shot, and then what I'll do is I'll manipulate the camera. There we go. So I hope it doesn't wobble too much. So there you have 4 bases of Parthian horse archers. These were originally part of my Roman army as part of Vespasian's army that fought in Judea, and so the Parthians, but in that army they basically doubled as Commagene horse archers. But I mean, horse archers are horse archers, right? Sort of Persian-ish looking fellas. So I used these guys for that. But they are New Line designs. Parthians. New Line make a good figure. They tend to not be too animated, so they make good rank and file. As you can see, these ones are they're not flapping around too much. The horses are relatively solid and easy to paint. So yeah, that's Parthians. So just 8 figures. I still have a few more loose ones. I think I have another 1 painted, or maybe I have another 2 painted. They just need to be rebased, but obviously I was just working in kind of blocks of 4 bases, as you'll notice as we go on. I'm trying to do things I don't really have a unit size in mind as such, and just kind of working off what looks right, yeah, numbers wise. So sort of a light horse unit like this, I'm thinking about 8 figures, 8 horse, and then for a heavier cavalry unit you will see 12 as the basis for that, which is what we've got on the right hand side here. So we'll just swing the camera this way and just zoom out a little bit. There we go. So you can see there, these are Seleucid Cataphracts. These are originally from Navigator miniatures, which were by Magister Militum. Those are no longer available, and so there's a bit of filler in here, so I'll show you that. So they're all basically the same with trousers and so forth, except for here at the front, which is a kind of nominal command base, I guess. The chap in the middle there is slightly different. You can tell because his plume on his helmet is slightly different shape and his cloak is different. And then he also had a different horse. He had a horse with a sort of crest on it. I actually had to spare one of those crested helmet horses, which is back at the... let me just undo that for you there. And I can zoom you in. You see that guy at the back, hiding in the back? He also has a crested horse. It was just that I had the wrong horses, I think. Must have got shook wrong. Too late now to do anything about it, so this is what it is. Sorry, let me try and steady this camera again. My tripod has a crack in a piece of it, and so it's a bit wobbly. Apologies for that. Let me see if I can just get this steadied up there. And then, okay, so, yeah, let me do that. I kind of had to overcompensate a little bit just to get it to settle where I want it. There we go. So the command base here has got a Hellenistic commander figure, I think, and I was never going to use him as a general type, but you know, he looks pretty nifty in his horse. Sorry, I am looking at a solution that would help me photograph my figures better, and to that end I've actually asked my wife if I can order one of those little turnstile thingies, those sort of electric turnstiles that are all the rage. So hopefully by the time I get back from Singapore that'll be here, and I'll be able to take some better pictures for you. I have to re-photograph some of this stuff. Okay, next is rebasing Roman Legionaries. These are Steve Sala Wargames Foundry for the most part. The command figures, which you see here on the right, are Gripping Beast. Sorry for the wobble. Again, the tripod is not playing the game. Let me try and hold it steady for you. So there's a musician, a standard bearer, and then a centurion leading from the front. And then I'm gone roughly 9 to a base. Obviously they have sort of jammed in an extra figure with the musician standard bearer combo. But 9 looks like a good number in terms of the way that these figures rank up. I probably could have squeezed 12 to a base or gone 4 wide, 2 deep as ranks, but it just kind of felt a bit crushed, and there was no real reason for that. So, I mean, it's obvious what they are. No one's going to look at them and be like, oh, I wonder what they are. Like, they are definitely Roman legionaries, and whatever game system you're playing is always going to rate them a certain way, right? So, maybe they might be Blade or whatever. So yeah, that's that. I've got, so just for the last bit then, this is a sort of group shot. I did these figures here. I started painting in 2003 or 4 maybe. Finally finished them. These were painted and rebased. They were painted ages ago, and then likewise they were painted and just simply rebased. But it's nice to get a bit of progress like this, and as the Romans are coming together, once I'm at a point where I've got a bit more critical mass, I'll do a sort of armies on parade type thing. Bearing in mind, of course, if you cast your mind back, viewers, frequent viewers rather, will remember that I did a at the foot of Lead Mountain video about my early Imperial Roman Lead Mountain, and I still have a ton to do. So, still more to do. There's always more to do. But I just wanted to share this little bit of progress with you. It's not much, but it's what I managed to get done in the last 2 weeks or so. Of being home, which has been great, alongside other projects such as we just put a concrete pad in today at the front of the house, so we could have a little patio thing out there. In the summertime it's really nice out there because it's north facing, so in the afternoons as the sun passes to the north side of the house, as it swings across the sky basically, it ends up kind of slightly northwest of us, and it's nice to be able to sit in the sunshine and not in the shadows of the house. So we've been working on that, and then obviously the garden's been a big project. I just put in a watering system, a drip watering system. It's not complete yet. I've just got it up and running, and I got about half of the piping and such done. So we're getting there. There's always more work to be done, as anybody who owns a home will know. And so maintenance is also another piece that's just an ongoing chore, so to speak. But anyway, yeah. So there's some figures there. Hope you enjoy them. What's next on the table? Couldn't tell you. I'll decide when I get back. I'll look at what I fancy on the shelf. There will definitely be some more rebasing stuff happening, but I also realized that there's a bunch of stuff I've painted that just needs shield transfers at this point. So I'm gonna have to put in an order with Little Big Men Studios for that, and hopefully get those just done. You know, again, this is stuff that's been on the painting table nominally at least since 2004 or 5. So, it'll be nice to finally finish it, you know, and just say like, okay, it's done. So this unit of Cataphracts, not my favorite figures. I will say, by way of a sort of pseudo review, there's a fellow here, an Old Glory guy, the guy on the right there, in the center of my shot, sorry. He was an absolute joy because his arm is molded to his body, and the problem with these navigator figures is their arms, you have to glue them on, and the join is just absolutely terrible. So the slightest sneeze and the arm falls off. And the other thing as well is the spears that they came with are white metal and a little bit floppy. And additionally, the hands are kind of like a C shape. They're kind of like a Lego man's hand. Let me demonstrate. They're sort of like, they're like this, holding the spear, the kontos. So you've got this gap, and the way you get the spear in is by basically getting it into the gap like so. So in order for it to fit, the thumb has to be back here, so you end up with a C-shaped hand like this, and then you have a very small contact point for glue, and then these spears just have this knack of falling off. So and I did actually use a different spear type because I ran out of spears. Again, I had the wrong number. I used a different kind of spear on one of them, which was just a kind of more standard spear type, and that didn't really help because that was even thinner, so the contact points were even worse. And then again, because the arm is glued onto the figure, if I'm trying to hold the figure trying to hold the spear and the figure at the same time to glue the hand and the spear shaft together, if I'm not like super gentle with it and let gravity do the work, then like the arm pops off. So And then by that point I'm covered in super glue and I'm losing my mind. So, um, and this is supposed to be relaxing, right? So I think that's definitely something I'll look out for in the future. It's not something I've usually considered. The nice thing about the Old Glory figure, and I have more of these to do, so I'm actually quite happy that this has worked out the way it has, but the Old Glory figure actually has a solidly closed hand with a small hole drilled through it. So the spear types I used for him doesn't have like any nubs or any protruding spear tip or anything. You can just literally drop it straight through the hand. I think I may have had to have just drilled out slightly just to add like an extra 0.1 of a millimeter, but he looks really sharp. So there's more of him going to be coming down the pipeline, and there's at least another unit of Seleucid sort of companion Agema cavalry to come. But other than that, done for now. So yeah. Anyway, I'll call that a video, and I will hopefully see you guys when I get back from Singapore and I've got something else to show. So have a good one, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks for watching.